Today's topic is to find the force acting between the two plates of the charge capacitor. Suppose this is a capacitor and this is charged. This plate is having charge plus Q and this is having minus Q. So when we have to find out the force acting between these two plates, we can assume that if this second plate, B plate, is lying in the field created by this A plate, and since the charge on this plate is Q and charge density will be equal to Q by A, so field because of this plate at this site will be equal to sigma by 2 epsilon naught, and putting the value of sigma we get this is 2A epsilon naught. So this is the field, and direction of field because of this will be along this line. Now since this is carrying negative charge, so this whole of the plate is carrying negative charge and charge is Q, so this Q charge will experience force because of this charge into electric field. So the total force will be equal to total charge Q charge on this plate into E, and this F is equal to now this Q into Q by 2A epsilon naught, and this becomes Q square by 2A epsilon naught. And since this is carrying negative charge, so this will be having force in this direction. So this is attractive force basically. So this is the force acting between the two plates. So same force this will also experience because action is equal to reaction, or this can be done other way also. This plate is lying in the field created by this, so same way you can calculate. Now in second case we have to find out the total energy stored in the capacitor. So how to find the energy stored in the capacitor? Energy stored in the capacitor. Stored in the capacitor. Now this can be done in this way. Suppose this is having Q charge and this is having minus Q charge. These are the two plates. Now suppose initially this plate is lying very close to this. This is not touching this, but the distance is very small, and nearly zero you can say. It is infinitely small. So since this force is basically Q square by 2A epsilon naught, this is independent of the distance between them. Now this is attractive force, and suppose this is very close to this, and force will be acting this side. If we want to move this plate away from this side, so same force you will be applying in the opposite direction, and now you apply same force in the opposite direction and you move this plate to distance D, and you bring this plate at this side. So total work done by you will be equal to force into distance moved, and this will be equal to Q square by 2A epsilon naught into D. This will be the total work done, and this work will be stored as the potential energy in the system, and this is the electrostatic energy stored in the capacitor, and this is equal to, since this we know A epsilon naught by D is C, capacitance already done, so this is equal to Q square by 2C. So this is the energy stored in the capacitor. So expression for the energy stored in the capacitor is equal to Q square by 2C, and we know that this Q is also equal to CV. If we put the value of Q in this expression, this C this U will be equal to C square V square, Q square C square V square, and this is half CV square. And similarly, if we eliminate this C, because in this C is equal to Q by V, so we can say this U is also equal to Q square by 2C. For C we can write Q by V, so V we can take in the numerator, and this will be equal to half Q into V. So we can write energy stored in the capacitor equal to Q square by 2C, or half CV square, or half Q into V, and this can be done in other way also. Now I will explain that also. Now suppose a capacitor is being charged and this is given positive charge and the final charge suppose minus this is plus q and this is minus q, and when we are charging the capacitor it means we are transferring the charge from one plate to another plate. This is suppose A plate and this is B plate. We are digging charge from this plate, positive charge we are digging from this plate and we are putting into this plate, and this is being done by very small installment dq, means in each and every installment we are sending small charge dq from this plate to this plate. Now at some instant, now so you suppose the charge q has been transferred to this plate, means this is having plus q charge and this is having minus q charge. Now at that stage the potential difference between these two will be equal to, using this expression q is equal to cv. Now this is small q, we can say this v will be equal to q by c. Now the potential difference between these two plates will be q by c. Now further installment of this dq charge will be transferred from this plate to this plate. Now in digging this charge from this plate and sending it to this plate, we'll have to do some work. That work will be equal to this potential difference into dq. Now this is the small work done, and this will be work done by the external agent. This is q by c into dq, and if we are to find out the total work in charging this capacitor from 0 to q, because final charge is q, so this is equal to q square by 2c, and if we apply limits from 0 to q, so this will be equal to q square by 2c. This way also we can do, and we can find the total energy stored in the capacitor. Now energy density, next term is energy density. Energy density. Energy density is basically equal to the energy stored in the capacitor per unit volume. Now as we know, the total energy stored in the capacitor is half cv square, and c is equal to a epsilon naught by d, and v in terms of electric field, because this is equal to E into this gap, right? We put negative sign means in the direction of field the potential decreases, but the potential difference V will be equal to E into D. This is magnitude of the potential difference. So if we put these two values, this is half, for C we write, and for V square this is E square D square. You cancel this D, you will be having half E naught E square into A into D. This is the energy stored in the capacitor. Now the total volume occupied between these two plates will be equal to area of cross section into this D. So we can say this is U is equal to half into this, and energy stored per unit volume you divide by this volume AD. This is the energy density. Energy density is energy stored per unit volume. So this is cut, and this is equal to half E naught E square. So energy density in the case of parallel plate capacitor is equal to half epsilon naught E square. We have proved this for parallel plate capacitor, but this is used for different type of capacitor. For spherical capacitor this is applicable, for cylindrical capacitor also it is applicable.